So the next thing I wanted to show you is again more about gradients and maybe some of you have played around with this already, but it's how to apply a gradient into a shape. So something actually I might see you guys using this more of is if you were to create like a background for something. And you'll want a beautiful sunset or whatnot in the background, and so this tool right here is going to be one tool that's going to help you. But first you got to set it to the gradient setting. And so if we go down here to where our swatch and our fill and our stroke is, we have the color, and then a gradient is that center one. And then if we were to click the red null, that means it's not going to be filled. It'll be like a transparent there. And so if I grab a gradient, right now it's defaulting to the last gradient that I had on here when I was playing around on my prep time. So that's why it showed up like this. The first time that you guys grab it, it's probably going to just do it from black to white. But you'll notice now that that gradient panel popped up. And there's different types of gradients that you can apply. Radial means it's going to come from the center and radiate out. Linear is going to go from left to right, default wise. But if you grab this gradient tool right here, now I have this this bar, and I can actually draw a new direction however I want that gradient to go. And then there's a couple more things that I can change on here. So right now I have, it looks like it's a metallic gradient. And I can select any colors from my swatches up here, drag them down, and create a custom gradient. And now let's say that this little white strip in here, that's something that I don't want. Well, then I can select that down here, and then you guys see that trash can? I can just select that and make that go away. While I'm in here, I can also swap colors around, move them around if I want to change the order of that. And then these little diamonds up here control kind of like the strength of it. I used a different term in here. The hardness of how the gradient colors change. So if I bring it closer to that yellow and maybe coming from both directions, you're going to see a kind of a harder yellow line that pops up off of there, rather than it being a nice casual gradient from one color to the next. And so you have complete control. Now if I go back over here, I can also control that here on this line that I drew. So it all just depends on, sometimes it's nice to be able to adjust these things right here in your picture rather than off here on a panel. I can also, oops, wrong one. Take this and move it around, meaning that if I start to bring this off of the page and I just want a hint of that blue up there, I can still have that gradient be set in the way that I have it set here, but I can move that around to where I want it to be on that page. So, and so if I were to change this to radial now, you'll see it, there's the edge of my circle. So now I can make that be larger, smaller. If I move that around, it's going to take that radial off to the edge of the page. So this is completely customizable as to whatever your project calls for. Now let's say that I'm playing around with this and I really want all of these colors to be flopped. There's a little switch right here. And then, so that's a quick way for you to flop those colors, like so. And, what else? If this is a gradient that you really like, you can click, these are all like preset ones sort of. maybe ones that it'll open up ones that I've already used on this document already. But if you can click this little save one right here, and it'll save it, you'll notice that now it's saved it up here into my swatches, and it will be available for me in this panel as well. So if you find one that you like, you can create one that you like, you can save it. So that is all about gradient.